You know who Keefe D is?
I know the name. I don't know what it is. I just know somebody back in the old school days.
Keefe D is the last surviving member in the car that shot Tupac with Orlando.
So he was in the car to do that shit?
He was in the car.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, he at first, you know, when we first heard about this, it was through a murder rap. It was brought out by Greg Kadings, and he talks about how he got Keefe D to talk about it because Keefe D was looking at, to make a long story short, Keefe D was looking at life in prison if he didn't tell him what happened. So Keefe D told him the whole story. And
shit, niggas business.
What happened?
Niggas business. Damn, man. Can't be mad at 6ix9ine.
People were mad at him for it because, everybody's dead because it was his nephew. But when I seen an old interview where you kind of touched on it a little bit about, from your dad's perspective, about what he told you what happened, and that like Tupac kind of saved him or something.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
I'll tell you a little bit about it, but I don't, because that's my dad's story. You know what I'm saying? He ain't come out with his movie yet. We all seen the shitty movies. That has nothing to do with him. But that's all his story. So it's like, I'll tell you what he told me. He told me that, because one day I asked him, I said, Pops, I was at school. I came home from school, and motherfucking some kids was like, your dad killed Tupac. Your dad killed Tupac. And I went home one day and I asked him, I got in the car. And I was like, Pops, did that happen? Whatever. And he was just like, nah, man. Took my hand. Like, I felt the bullet in his head. He said, shit, yo, that was your godfather. He saved your life. And, from there, I just kept a G. Like, you got to keep a G. Like, that's just them. And that's his story. And shit, as soon as he get out, everybody going to be ready to watch it.
Was Tupac trying to, like, get out the sunroof, or?
So, yeah. That's what he said, something like that.
And so that kind of like blocked it from hitting your dad, and your dad, I think, ducked.
Yeah.
And that's how he got hit in the head. It was up here where he got hit? I always thought he got hit back here.
Up here.
It was up here.
Yeah, that shit's still in there.
Oh, shit.
That's why when he tell you I felt the bullet, I'm like, all right. Trust me, he got way better details. So he gonna come home soon. So.
Yeah, I always thought it was just the craziest rumor that your dad killed Tupac. Because in my head, I'm like, who would order a hit on somebody and be sitting in the car with them?
I mean, shit, man.
That's like the craziest rumor. Like, I never understood that. Even as a kid,
I could just, getting older and doing this industry stuff, I could just say this. The way for one, death row with my pops, he was one of the biggest black bosses to come up. Is it cool?
Yeah.
Cool. He was one of the biggest bosses to come up, out of Compton. And you think about it, he gave us all of our legends. Snoop, Dre, Pop, shit, he saved MC Hammer. He got all the stories. His story is crazy. But when it comes to like entertainment, I noticed that when it comes to like powerful black males or anything like that, anything minority, the best way to destroy it is to start confusion and make up stories and cause some type of destruction within the community, within the base. And that getting older, it's becoming more and more clear how, think of Malcolm X and Farrakhan. I do my history and I think about it, and I'm like, man, if you don't know, if you growing up black, you'll probably hear like, yo, shoot, Malcolm X and Farrakhan, it was the white man that got involved with that made them two kill each other. So it's just like, not kill each other, but like Farrakhan's still here. But that caused so much destruction that it's always the same thing. Whenever black people are doing good, it's always another black person that always ends up destroying the whole thing. Because we can't ever work together. If all the rappers of all the NBA players, athletes, it was like, man, fuck the NBA, fuck the NFL, we doing our own league. this is us. LeBron James and Kobe and all them was just like, rest in peace, Kobe. But I'm just saying, like, they were all just to be like, you know what? We don't need the NBA. We're doing our own league. We not doing this until y'all do this for us. And then the black players at the private schools is like, no, we're not going to USC. We're going to a HBCU. It would change everything. It would definitely change everything. Same thing with black actors. I'm a black actor. I'm on Network Viacom. Now you got me, Nick Cannon, whoever else is on there, you know, all the networks. We all could just be like, you know what? Let's just change it over to, let's make our own network. We can go over to Zeus or something like that if we want to. We can go over to, because that's a black-owned network. We can go over to anything else like that. So I don't know, man, because when you do that, it sounds so simple, but at the same time, it's just like,
I mean, to start a basketball network, that would be, you know, because you got to think the NBA evolved, you know, from what, I think 8 teams or 12 teams to start, you know, and then it was like, you know, over the years, you know, it took what's that, 40 years or 50 years or something to get where it's at. It wasn't, you know, it didn't start here, so it's hard, you know. Businesses evolve and get bigger, you know, and then the bigger they get, it's kind of hard to. It's hard for
them. Know? It's hard for them because people evolve. You can have look at LeVar Ball, black dad. You know what I'm saying? Got all 3 of his sons in the NBA. Got his own son, They built his own shoe brand, and stuck with it. That's what they do. That's what they mostly afraid of. Because once you have that type of power, especially with the internet, it's a whole different ball game.
I hear that. Well, I wanted to ask you one more question about the topic. How did your dad feel about the rumors that he killed Tupac?
Oh, he don't give a fuck about the rumors. He don't even talk. That's why my dad don't even talk. He tells me, like, man, people say shit to me all the time. I'm just now getting used to this whole fame shit, little shit, man. Cause I get mad. That's why I don't clap back and say mean shit no more to people, because it ain't really worth it. It's a business that you just gotta, like, when you out in the forefront, you can't be dwelling on little shit. Like, people say shit all the time. People.
He just brushes it off.
The 4 seasons still get bad reviews. We still go and pay that high price to stay there. We still go.